Asiwafuna makwala asiwafuna mavela shona asifuna imidlwembe sifuna makabane kathamba.
Greetings, comrades. With the advent of social media, SADTU has evolved with the times to bring you the educator's voice on your social media platforms, to report on issues regarding your conditions of service, union programs, and to highlight the successes of members who excel in the profession, and many more.
Thank you very much for having me in this studio. Our topic today is education in relation to Copyright Amendment Bill. The intention of Copyright Amendment Bill is to make sure that there is access to information, more especially in the education sector. I'm going to relate the Copyright Amendment Bill to education fraternity, since we as SADTU, we from education. So the main issue here is to make sure that we relate this Copyright Amendment Bill to our context. So to start with, to those who do not know us, who is SADTU? SADTU represent approximately 264,000 members, including both teachers and support staff personnel. And also we are affiliated to the body called Education International, which also represents about 32.8 million teachers across the globe. So part of our mandate is to make sure that we advocate informed by two instruments, which is international instrument and our national instrument. In terms of our international instrument, we are informed by the Article 26 of Universal Declaration of Human Rights. And in terms of our national instrument, we are informed by the Chapter 2 of our Constitution, which is the Bill of Rights. Our position in this current proposed copyright bill as SADTU is simple and straightforward. We SADTU, we advocate free, quality, inclusive education, including social justice. Section 12A to D is precisely based on access to information. As in the case of our context, education fraternity, meaning that it's going to bring about the access to teaching and learning materials, such that our teachers can be able to access those information for them to be able to deliver the content or curriculum to our prospective learners.
We need to have some kind of deep thinking about what can be done to ensure. We need more interventions, more ideas about what we can do to ensure that anybody can access books.
We are also aligned ourselves to Section 15. Why Section 15? Because one cannot use information without the consultation with the owner of the information. But in this proposed Section 15, it says one can be able to use the information of a particular person without consulting with the very same person. So we are fully as SADTU rallying behind this bill, and we are calling the government to not waste time, but to make sure that they enacted this bill as such it becomes a law.
Like you said, there is a need for schools, especially in working class communities, to access books without all of the regulations and the challenges, the difficulties of copyright mechanisms.
The current status of the current copyright law is apartheid rooted and is so restrictive in such a way that teachers, they don't have right to copy 100% of the textbooks. And as you can see, this nowadays, we are now entering into robotics, meaning that everything that you're going to be accessing from the net, it doesn't, now you have to make sure that, for instance, if you may to use a picture of a particular person, you have to go and find a permission from that person. But the proposed copyright amendment bill is sought to make sure that a person might use a particular information or a picture without consulting with the owner of that particular piece of writing or a picture.
But at the same time, the writers themselves, depend on their livelihood that they can build from their writing professions.
The main aim of the bill is to strike the balance between both author and the user. So there is no way we can both be happy, meaning that some of the authors, they raised issues that they are now taking away their work without any remuneration or any acknowledgement. But however, in this current proposed bill, is going to be 50-50 because we're not going to waste time in terms of consultation, and also we're not going to waste time in terms of acknowledging a particular person. But as such, we as education, we are going to use it for education purpose. We don't have to use someone's work for our own personal gains. Instead, we have to use it for our own educational purpose.
Good afternoon. In our studio today, we have the former Vice President for Gender in SADTU, Comrade Fundi Nzimande. Comrade Fundi is an author. The 23rd of April marks World Book and Copyright Day. Comrade Fundi is in the studio to tell us more as an author, what the day means to her, how she went about writing a book, how has her book impacted on her life and impacted in educating and bringing awareness to not only to teachers and learners but to the community at large. Comrade Fundi, welcome to SADTU Online Television.
Thank you very much, Nomsa. I feel very welcome here. I feel very much at home. Thank you.
Yes. Comrade Fundi, tell us a little bit about yourself, your books, and any projects that you are involved in from the beginning. You are a writer. Mm-hmm. Did you always know that you'd be a writer? You are an activist, but let's stick into the issue of writing.
Thank you so much, Nomsa. Well, to be honest, I never knew that I would be a writer. It's just one of those things I think that emerged out of me, thanks to my teachers, my parents, everybody who was responsible for my upbringing. I just started writing when I was a child, really. I think I was doing grade 9, what you people call grade 9 today. I started writing poems. I only discovered that perhaps this writing thing is something much later in life. I wrote my book about my passion. Women and leadership were my passions when I was the vice president of SADTU many, many years ago. Although we have been talking about ensuring that women become part of leadership of different institutions, whether it's government, business, NGOs, unions, etc. We've talked about it, and we even make resolutions about it, but we are not able to make the desirable impact when it comes to women leadership. So I think that it's still a topical issue. It needs to be approached from different perspectives. So I thought, well, it's my passion. I could say something about it. I could contribute to the discussion of women leadership.
Just take us through the journey up until, you finally saw the final product, the book, which I can see in front of us.
Thank you. Well, the journey is, I have a lot to say about the book, about the subject of women leadership. But I also understood that I need to hear, I need to find out, I need to research what other people have to say about this subject. So the book is made up of some research that I've done, but it's also made up of my own deeply felt, beliefs about woman leadership, and deeply felt hopes as well. Because in my view, I believe that it shouldn't be something that we discuss and debate that women must be in leadership. And we've got so many businesses that do not have women in their leadership. Yeah. When it comes to, say, political spaces, we can have a lot of women representing us, but their voice is suppressed. We know that it is suppressed because of the decisions that are taken in Parliament, for example. So we know that it means that the women's voice was not heard or listened to. That is why we have a resolution of this nature.
The topic of your book, Women in Leadership, is quite a topical one. Everyone is talking about it, and people share ideas around it. And when one writes book, it's because everyone is talking about this topic, it would be very easy for one to take your ideas and perhaps use them as theirs. What have you done, or what has happened to ensure that your ideas, your copyrights, become yours? No one takes them, and make them theirs.
I don't necessarily want my ideas to be my ideas, and I think that, to be honest, I've been very active in the women's struggle. I've been very active in the women's struggle in the community, in the union, and also in business. So I don't think that, I don't know, I don't think that there are ideas that are so unique and so specialized. It's perhaps the packaging of how I've packaged those ideas that I have shared in different forums with other people. That would be what is different about my book. When it comes to copyrights, I would want my book to be respected as a contribution that I have made also to this discussion, and perhaps to the struggle to advance women into leadership and into playing more meaningful roles in our society. I believe that women bring something very special in leadership. And I think that what women bring that is so special into leadership comes from the way that we are raised, the way that we are socialized into becoming human beings. It is ideal to have as many women as you can get into leadership. I was not really concerned about copyrights when I wrote my book. I just thought I have something to say. I want to put it down in a book, and I will write it. My book is self-published. I didn't get it into the market through a publishing company. So as a self-publisher, I'm doing everything. I am marketing the book. I am distributing the book. I'm transporting the book, and all of this. I'm thinking of rebranding my book and taking it to a publisher, because it's been such a difficult struggle to get my book sold. My name is Fundi Nzimande. I'm the former vice president of SADTU. I've also been the executive director of DTLA, commissioner in the Commission for Employment Equity, commissioner in the CGE. And I'm hoping that I'm speaking to SADTU members, but in case there are other people as well. This is my book that I've written on leading like a woman. So the book speaks to why you must elect a woman, or why you must appoint a woman to be in leadership. But the book is not just for women. The book is for all leaders. I've used case studies. I've used even scenarios, how you can lead like a woman in politics, in business, I call it the economy, how you can lead like a woman in traditional leadership, in public safety, and in NGOs. It's a very great book for all leaders, because even those who have been leading for a long time can pick up something that can empower and improve their leadership strategies. Even men can learn something from how women lead. And I believe that our transformation agenda would have been attained if we had put more women in leadership. If you want copies of this book, Leading Like a Woman, you can email me, leadinglikeawoman@gmail.com, leadinglikeawoman, one word, small letters, @gmail.com, and you can order a copy or several copies, especially for my beloved comrades of SADTU. You can order the book as groups, and it's easier and cheaper for me to send it to you.
This is SADTU Online TV, coming live from Matthew Koniwe House. This is Nomusa Cembi, your host. Amandla.